everyone, John Henry here, slingshotfutures.com, and welcome to the Daily Market Mindset, where we take a look at the psychology behind the moves today so we can better understand tomorrow. And today, we're taking a look at the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 had a lot of movement going on. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the, well, everywhere, in the government, and just lots of talks. And, I mean, there were talks about impeachments, and it just, the markets are going a little bit crazy. Now, we did have a big gap down to kick the day off, likely from all of that going on. And when we start the day off, you know, with such a large gap down, breaking underneath multiple monthly and weekly levels of support, we're kind of starting off fresh, right? There's not really a whole lot to work with, and there is a slight bearish trend right off the bat, as soon as the candle opens. Now, we start off with a relatively strong bull attempt. Nice bar closing right at its highs. There will be bar one swing buyers, which is something that is usually a low probability type of trade, but when it works, you can catch some really big moves. In this case, because it's low probability, better to sit on hands, but there will be some buyers there. They get halfway decent follow through, but then on the third candle of the day, it turns right back around and starts falling back lower. Little bit of a red flag, because basically what that means is the first 15-minute bar looks like this, right? First 15-minute bar, a little bit of wick on the bottom, and all of the wick on the top. That is a terrible looking first 15-minute bar, and not a good thing for the buyers if they're trying to get that opening swing to go up. Then we follow through with more bearishness, but pretty weak, and then things get a little bit crazy for the sellers. They break down aggressively, candle closes on its low, gets follow through, more follow through. We're seeing the sellers swamp the market, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bear candles back to back to back to back. And when you have that amount of bearishness, likely sellers are going to be thinking, well, I mean, maybe if they miss that first move down, they're going to be wanting to sell everything they can get their hands on. And that might mean just a one candle pullback, maybe a little bit more than that, retesting that earlier area of support, now turning into resistance, and you can see that's what happened. Beautiful little pop higher, and immediately sold right back down again to drive the market lower. Now, that wasn't the only attempt. They actually gave quite a few opportunities in here to jump on board and sell the market lower. We had a nice pop higher here. Sellers very likely sold into that to drive the market down. We have another attempted pop higher with an immediate reversal down, another beautiful opportunity to sell. And then after we get a trap on the lows, they try trapping the lows, the buyers come in, they may be trying to find a low, going counter trend, trying to buy the bottom of the day. Almost never works, but they're going to be trying to buy the low of the day. They get trapped in, immediately turns right back down and closes on its low. So a very strong bull candle into an immediate reactionary strong bear candle of pretty much identical size and style, just inverted in direction, right? It's a big bearish sign that's almost like a twin reversal, but in a little bit of a different context. Is trapping the buyers or shoving back down, going with the trend, right? The important part, going with the trend down. And while buyers are now stuck, their stops are probably below the lows, and a final beautiful attempt down once again for the sellers. So just a phenomenal day as long as you stuck with the trend. Going against this kind of trend after that kind of gap lower, trapping in the buyers, trapping them in again, trapping them in again, and just seeing the buyers get absolutely nowhere. That context alone is a big clue, and that's something to keep your eyes out. If you're not used to looking for that, take a little bit of time and practice it, because it can be a really good thing to keep your eyes out. The bears getting beautiful follow through. The buyers, nothing, 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 right? All traps. And that alone tells you exactly what to do. So hopefully you learned something from this. Hopefully you found it useful, a little bit interesting, maybe a little entertaining, and we'll see you next time.